for mayor and not Nat or Kirk or Constantine?
Well, I think they are all great candidates. This is about making the best case to the citizens of Fayetteville about who's best for the job. I think that I bring a lot of different aspects to the table. I'm a local guy, so I know how this community is and historically where we've come from. I have business experience, and I've been a leader since 21 in the business world. On the council, I've been fortunate to represent the district that I serve and I also grew up in, so I've been able to do that for 4 years, and then I've been a leader on the council for the last 2 years as the mayor pro tem, and I think I bring a gamut of attributes, but most of all I have a vision to move us forward to where we need to be. And I think that as it relates to an incumbent, sometimes when we get in a position we're complacent and we think everything is going fine, and so your opportunity for growth is limited. As for the other two candidates, I don't think that they really have the combination of experience that I just mentioned to you. You know, one-term council member, didn't really know his district, moved into it and still hadn't dealt with the issues that are there. And Quasidine, I think, is just a great, passionate candidate that keeps us all on our toes.
Can you talk about what about Nat's time for mayor? How has he been complacent, or how is he becoming complacent?
Well, and I didn't want to make this about Nat, but if you listen to his speeches, he's happy with where we are with crime. He's happy with, from what I gather, with you know, the growth that has taken place. But there's a segment of our community that is not experiencing those great areas of progress, and so I think that, you know, sometimes when you focus too much on the past, you take your eyes off of the future, you know. And there's a reason why in your car the rearview mirror is this big and the windshield is this big, because going forward is more important. And I think that I've projected a message for how we get from here to the next step.
Awesome. And then this came up at the meeting last night. Panhandling has been an ongoing, perennial issue in Fayetteville.
Right.
Can you talk about what are you going to do to solve that?
Well, you know, areas of my district that I represent, if we go back to this, we don't really have as big a challenge as we do, you know, in the downtown area. And I'm meeting with the downtown merchants about that and some other things. I met with the business community out on Cedar Creek Road, which is District 2, and they said this has been an ongoing problem. It's really strangling their ability to attract customers, and so we want to make sure that we have a control over that. And what I would like to do is mimic some of the models in other cities, to where we set ordinances that make it difficult to panhandle and harass patrons and visitors when they come in and out of businesses. And so maybe we will expand the distance between the business entrances and where you can panhandle. Also, we may look at enforcement in the current ordinances about panhandling in our medians. That's terrible, because you pull up the stoplights. But I think that we have to have some control mechanism to deal with that population. This is definitely not an attack on the homeless, because I'm passionate about making sure that they are taken care of, but this is more so protection of the imagery of Fayetteville and the businesses that do business here.
Awesome. And then going to poverty, that's something that you and Kirk have kind of sparred on at Goldie's show, and also, you know, he's accused you of not jumping on board with his initiative, the Pathways to Prosperity. Can you talk about that?
Well, listen, first of all, the Harvard study called Pathways to Prosperity, you know, he regurgitated the study here in Fayetteville, and it's great. I think it's anyone that addresses the problems of this community are great. But I grew up in a community that has struggled with poverty, and so, you know, I didn't need an initiative to tell me what it's like. That is, to me, more of a report card as to where we are versus how we get to where we need to be. That is a result of policies, and if you want to change your report card, you change your study habits, and we need to change our policies that have led us here. And so by doing that, I think that that's consistent with what I've stood for on council, is that we be more inclusive economically, that we talk about the social problems that people want to veer away from, and that we bring the resources into the areas that need it. That is my whole campaign. And so as we're talking about poverty, there's a difference between doing something to eradicate it. A lot of people that I grew up with are looking for an opportunity and not necessarily a handout. They're just looking for a hand-up opportunity. And that's what I wanted to bring and project, that this is not about an initiative in a photo op. This is about bringing real live solutions to people with these real life problems, and that's what I want to continue to advocate for.
Awesome. What question do you wish that I didn't ask? And what do you want people to know that I haven't asked you about?
I mean, you're real thorough, Monica. I'd say you did a good job. So, listen, I just think that as we get closer to this, that people listen carefully to what it is that we're saying, but more so watch what we are doing and what we have done. I've been a member of this community my whole life. I've served people even before the elected office through my business, and I don't have to introduce myself to many parts of the community, but there are some people that don't really know who Mitch Colvin is, and I want them to research what we're saying and not just what we're doing and what we're trying to do to build our resume and to move our agenda forward. I am passionate about how this community turns out. This is not a stepping stone or anything that I need to move to the next level. I'm serious about it, and I want to see the change happen in my community and throughout the city, because we live in the greatest city in America, in my opinion. And I just think it's just one or two things we need to do with leadership to get us to where we need to go.